All right, Shalom boys here. Well, yesterday was a grueling administrative day, but I was able to go and get some fillings done, and it's a beautiful thing because a person's smile tells you a lot about them, and it's sad to see a person smile and their teeth is all jacked up. I mean, it's just one of the nastiest things that I could possibly think of. And being in corporate America and then being in a front end client facing type of situation, you needed to make sure that your chompers was good. So it's sad when I see people that don't take care of their teeth. I mean, it's just a disgusting thing to see. But neither here nor there. That goes into the conversation that I wanted to have, and it's dealing with the concept that homelessness. I was watching a video. I didn't even get a chance to watch all of it. It's Sister Kate out in Chilford Mountain. I mean, these people are Hebrews of honor and integrity. I mean, it just don't get no better than that. But she was doing a video talking about the homeless situation, and I wanted to deal with it from a different perspective because, I was speaking to a brother and he was talking about people that have land, such as myself, and the notion that why don't you give or allow somebody that is homeless to stay on your land because, they're homeless. And, I do realize that in this day and age, a lot of people are going through a lot of things through no fault of their own. But unfortunately, for the vast majority of the situations, that's just not the case. A lot of people are homeless in this day and age because of poor financial planning and decision making. Poor financial planning and decision making. And it has left them in a situation where they're out on the streets. And case in point, a perfect example, I was watching a video from Osei Du Jackson and Mediocre Tutorials Review. And they were talking about Dr. Dre's oldest daughter. She's 38 years old, and she has 4 children, and she's living in a car, and she's putting her father on blast. Now, mind you, this man has given her probably hundreds of thousands of dollars throughout the years. But what did she do? She chose to be a twerker or a baby mama and have men run through her and not make good, poor choices, decisions. And now she's living in a car. You're going to see this phenomenon develop more and more, and especially in the black community, the African American community, as the United States economy continues to plummet. And I'm going to do a review of the second Kevin Samuels video, second and third Kevin Samuels videos that he was talking about how this is going to affect, again, women. When they're in a situation, and across the board, men, women, families, when they're in a situation where they have not prepared, they have not done what they needed to do, and they're going to be put in very compromising situations. So, me personally, I have attempted to house brothers, families, or sisters in need that were homeless, and it failed 100% of the time. And the reason why it failed is because people have in it not only they were poor decision makers, and the reason why they were homeless is because of their own fault and not not anybody else, because they have an entitlement mentality. We are rife with people that just believe that just because they exist, someone is supposed to provide for them, and that they can make bad choices and decisions, and someone else is going to take the brunt and the responsibility. Again, there's no accountability in this day and age whatsoever. But you're dealing in situations where you even have men, couples, women, brothers, whatever, whatever segment of it, You're dealing with people that just because you've opened up your door and you've given them a place to lay their head, that doesn't mean that they're going to be appreciative. Because in this day and age, you got people out here that are living in shitty RVs and trailers. You got people out here that is stacked up like sardines, living in the hood with their parents on couches. You got people out here that are living in squalor and is arrogant and is entitled as shit. I mean, it is sad to see the condition of people today. People are just out of their minds. I mean, people just don't make any sense. You would think that if you were giving somebody the opportunity and a place to lay their head, a warm bed, a warm meal, a good organic meal, a nice bed, and food over and a roof over their head, you think that they would be some of the most humblest, thankful, grateful, humility-filled people you'd ever met in your entire life. But me personally, I've found is that these are the people that will shit on you the most. Why? Because they have no skin in the game. They have, throughout their life, there's no accountability. And so therefore, this mindset will continue on. They expect more out of you, and they're not capable of producing anything. And they'll expect more and more and more out of you. And unfortunately, society, because this saying that good times create weak people, decadent times create lazy people, but tough times create strong people. And we're going into tough times again because we have lived in a time of such ease and decadence where women can get free Section 8. They can take their baby daddies for child support. They can get alimony. They can milk the system for pretty much anything, healthcare, EBT, everything. And so therefore, hey, this is how Satan has set up this system. You see? Where people in general can live off the backs of others and expect everything out of everyone else, but they can produce nothing themselves. And this behavior is encouraged. It's encouraged by people because, it's just a sad thing to see. So, should you just be giving shelter to homeless people? And it's not only me, but others, people that own homesteads and communities have the same testimony. No, you should not. You should be using your level of discernment and asking questions as to why is this person homeless? Why is it this person is living in their car? Why is this person sleeping on XYZ person's couch? Because by asking a couple of simple questions, you're going to find out quick, fast, and in a hurry that these people are lazy, slothful, nasty, arrogant, entitled, egotistical, lack accountability, not consistent, don't want to work. I'm telling you, this has been my experience. It's sad. You got some of the most laziest ass people out here. The people, a perfect example, right? You got people today that won't even go to the doctor's office to get a physical or take care of their teeth or check themselves out to see if they're okay. You got to understand that if people don't want to invest in taking care of themselves, they're not going to take care of you. They're not going to. If they don't care about their own health, safety, and well-being, what makes you think that they're going to care about yours? They're not. They're not at all. Because they don't care. They got no skin in the game. They've never been held accountable to anything. And I'm going to talk about this in another video of people that there's no accountability. There's absolutely no accountability. And so what we have to do is we have to start asking questions, because simple questions will tell you why a person is in the position that they're in, why they're in the jacked up state that they're in. And typically it's because that they did not heed to wise counsel. They were foolish, like I said, arrogant, self-willed, self-anointed. And these people are always ending up in the same situation. You know, it's sad to get reports of people that you may have been in fellowship with, have known, or even have lived on your land. 2, 3, 4 years later, they're in a worse state. They're in a more jacked up state than they're in when they left. It's sad. It's sad. You got folk out there, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, fat and lazy. Fat, lazy people. That's what you got going on. That don't want to work, and that want to point the finger, and that expect more out of you than they're capable of producing themselves. Chances are, if you're looking at a person that is morbidly obese, whether male or female, you're looking at a lazy person. You're looking at a person that has no drive, no ambition, none whatsoever. And that's just the fact, that's just the truth. That's just the hardcore truth of the matter. There's very few people that I've met that did not, that if they were not mentally lazy, they were physically lazy. Or if they were not physically lazy, it correlated into mental laziness as well. This is what we got going on today. And so, no, I would not be thinking, especially the times that's coming up where, you know, this eviction process and these moratoriums and these people have to pay this back mortgage and these rents and stuff. Nah. They're in this situation for a reason. And you cannot help somebody that is not willing and able to help themselves. You cannot heal or uplift anybody or encourage anybody that's not willing to first encourage themselves. I mean, yeah, you can offer encouragement, you know, and it's a good thing to offer encouragement and uplift people up. But if they don't have it within them, no, it's just not going to work. You know, you're not your encouragement, your words of encouragement, your words of motivation is going to fall on deaf ears. You know, I get calls of folk that either want to come and stay here because they see the work, they see the progress, they see the increase, or they want to work with me. And it's typically, I always ask them the same question, you know, where were you before? Or why did you quit in this situation before? Because, see, if a person will acknowledge that they were in a good situation and they quit, what makes you think they're not going to quit on you? What makes you think they're not going to quit on you? See, if they have a history of stopping, a history of inconsistency, a history of not fulfilling their obligations, a history of passing the buck. If they got a history of this stuff and you haven't seen any change or any change in their thought process, they're going to continue with this reprobate mind, and they're just going to continue it with you. You see? Because at the end of the day, they got nothing to lose. See, they're already homeless. They got nothing. They got nothing at all. You see? And all they're going to do is they're going to bring the same chaos to you. They're going to bring the same lack of accountability to you that they've exhibited all their lives. So no, somebody's homeless, find out why they're homeless. And typically, the reason why they're homeless, living on the street, living in a shitty trailer, or living in a park bench or something like that, is because of them.